Welcome to the State of the Union from Brussels. Defense, security, autonomy. This vocabulary has become almost a mantra in the speeches of EU leaders since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. The European Commission finally announced this week the first ever defense industrial strategy. Although it expands existing initiatives to produce ammunition and jointly procure arms, it won't set up the 100 billion euros fund that was previously promised. But it is a first step that couldn't be delayed any longer, said the European Union's chief diplomat.
Peace is no more a given, unhappily. The war is at our borders. And the Russia war of aggression has brought a great sense of urgency to step up our industrial defense capacities.
One of the people most likely to keep talking about this is the President of the European Commission, who will put defense at the top of her message in the campaign for the elections. Ursula von der Leyen was chosen by the European People's Party as its main candidate at the party congress in Bucharest. One of her opponents is one of her underlings, the Commissioner for Employment and Social Rights, Nicholas Schmit. He was chosen at the Congress of the Party of European Socialists in Rome a few days earlier. Both made promises on the basis of their electoral manifestos, where issues such as climate change and economic inclusion also figured prominently. However, the shadow of populism is likely to remain over much of their messages, just as it did at the congresses.
They want to trample on our values and they want to destroy our Europe. And we, the EPP, will never let that happen.
What is the project of the extreme right? Do they have a project? Except they want to destroy Europe?
And EPP is standing for Europe, strong and secure, peaceful and prosperous, democratic and united.
We want a strong Europe. We want a united Europe. We want a Europe for a strong economy.
In addition to delegates, guests and journalists, the congresses are also attended by political analysts who gather information for their studies. One of them in Bucharest was Teona Lavrelashvili, with whom Euronews envoy Shandos Giros spoke to discuss the two main party strategies in the run-up to June's election.
First of all, we are at the EPP Congress and we have seen the speeches how to defend Europe from illegal migration and how to support farmers. How far did the European People's Party change in the recent years?
So on the one hand, yes, there is a change, but on the other hand, we know that the EPP has been in any way advocating for the farmers' cause, for the investments, for the trade policies. However, taking into account the polls and the rise of far right, which is evident, and I think the Parliament's own projection as well is projecting that indeed we will face a sharp turn within the European Parliament, also influences the way and the content of the EPP manifesto, and we have seen it.
Now we have Ursula von der Leyen as the lead candidate of the EPP, and Nicola Schmit is the lead candidate of the Social Democrats. Two people from the European Commission. How could they approach average Europeans in the campaign?
I think that they need to indeed try to have more grassroots approach and have not a simpler solution to the complex problems, but at least to listen in a way that the voters and the electorate feel that their concerns are taken into account, and these concerns are increasing. So we are talking about the rise of the cost of the living. So we are also talking about the migration issue, which is also becoming a problem in Belgium, but also Belgium, I mean, everywhere almost in an EU member state. So the problems are there, but I have my doubts to what extent that there will be a very concrete communication strategies in this respect.
Both of the political parties, Socialist and EPP, they have published their political manifesto, their political agenda. How will these documents impact the future of the European Union after the elections?
These documents, we have to understand and see them as guidelines, as key policies that let's say, mainstream parties, these parties are willing to put in practice. However, the key challenge is the fragmented European Parliament, because we know that almost half of the members of the European Parliament will be outside of grand coalition. So that means that we are facing a fragmented parliament, polarized parliament, that will impact the European Commission's agenda. Therefore, although we have, for instance, promises of effective implementation of the next phase of the Green Deal and etc., we also should expect that these policies will be altered, and this will depend, of course, on the individual and also on the coalition patterns that we will see within the Parliament. I believe that the grand coalition between the EPP and the Socialists will continue. However, it will be more topic-oriented and not as a traditional, let's say, untouched coalition. So this will be very interesting times ahead for all of us.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Now let's go to the frozen fjords of northern Norway above the Arctic Circle. It is there that NATO is carrying out its Nordic Response 2024 exercise, which involves more than 20,000 soldiers from 13 nations. It is part of the organization's largest exercises since the Cold War, called Steadfast Defender 24. The 32-nation military alliance wants to demonstrate to Russia that it is able to defend its territory even in hostile climates and conditions. The Arctic drills are scheduled for nearly 2 weeks in the northern regions of Finland, Norway and Sweden. I remind you that Finland joined NATO only last April 2023 and that Sweden officially became a member this week. With this, we close our edition. Thank you for watching.